Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Droid Life Show today, episode 187. It is Friday, October 19th. I'm your host, Kellen. With me, Tim. Tim's out.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Tim here.
So thanks for joining us. Fun show. This week, we've got Pixel 3. Well, it's Pixel 3 launch week. So we've got Pixel 3 review up. We've got Pixel 3s all over the office at this point. We'll talk quite a bit about that. Like some Verizon SIM locking shenanigans that are going down. Let's see what else. Red phone. Tim has a red phone. I think you could show it, right? I think
I can show the back.
Oh, look at that. That's right. You can show the back. Red phone. So we could talk sort of about that. OnePlus 6T rumors. I have a new watch we could show off that we'll talk a little bit about. Wear OS watch. Essential. Not looking good for Essential at this point. And Palm has a new phone. That Palm, like the Palm. We'll talk briefly about that. And then we have trivia. Trivia back. Sponsor this week is iFixit. We've got some Mahi driver kits to give away. 5 of them. So we will have trivia at the end of the show. And we'll give you guys some iFixit toolkits. As Tim mentioned to me before the show, the goal is to get everyone that listens to the Droid Life Show an iFixit toolkit at some point. I think they've sponsored like 2 or 3 shows now or something like that.
Yeah, I believe this is the 3rd show. And again, I just want to reiterate that we greatly appreciate them and helping us get you guys toolkitted up.
All
and
because
everyone has a right to repair. That's what
right.
I believe.
That's right, they do. Before we get really going, though, we had a giant $20 donation from PC747 before the show even started, dropping $20 donation. So huge shout out to PC747. Thank you so much for the support. Yes, there's the dono. Sorry. The dono sounds.
Yeah, the dono horn. Easy.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us, though. Let's dive into Pixel 3. So Pixel 3 week. Let's see. Embargoes on the reviews dropped like Monday morning. So you could buy the phone like a week ago. This has been the quickest launch ever. Yeah, what were we at? We were at like last Monday. They announced it. Then orders went up. Then reviews, and now like phones are already here. So it's been one of the quickest launches ever, which makes sense because the phone seemed to be finished and leaking it for full reviews in Russia like 2 months ago. So it makes sense. But so let's see. We've reviewed the Pixel 3. We have not actually done a full review of the Pixel 3 XL yet. Almost everything we said in our Pixel 3 review kind of works for the 3 XL outside of if you wanted extra notch impressions and battery life, and the display is slightly different, but those are kind of it. Like the specs, camera, all the experience, all that stuff is the same from one to the other. But either way, we've done a Pixel 3. We'll do a Pixel 3 XL sort of review at some point too, just to give you some specifics there. And that'll be up shortly once we both played some more with 3 XLs. All right, so let's see. Well, so I did the review. Pixel 3. I'm trying to think of like a very interesting like way to spread my thoughts on this, but I keep kind of coming back to it's kind of boring in a good way sort of thing. So Pixel 3, really nice phone. I like, here it is right here. So here it is right here. Pixel 3. It's a really, really, really good phone. This is probably the phone I'm gonna like recommend to friends and family. The Android experience is clean and simple and fast and has all the stuff we look for. Why I say it's boring is because if you have like a Pixel 2 XL, the experience here is it's not really that much different. You've already had most of the software once Pi dropped like back in August. So the boringness is the fact that it doesn't feel that new if you already had like a Pixel 2 XL. However, it's still really fast. It's the most put together of Google's phones we've seen yet. Like the all glass back, it all seamlessly kind of works from front to back. The design still has their sort of what's becoming their own iconic like two-tone look. There's wireless charging, and obviously the camera is stupidly good. I think we've talked about that a lot. Google's really proud of their camera and whatnot, but the camera is really, really good. It's got really loud front speakers. Overall, it's the phone I'll be using, right? Like this is the phone I like. Well, we'll see what happens with the OnePlus 6T, but for the most part, this is probably the phone. So when I said it's boring, that's not necessarily a negative. Google kind of nailed all of the stuff they were trying to do here. in terms of pricing, I think people are still going to struggle because they feel like they're getting much more if they buy like a Note 9, maybe even a V40. And then with the OnePlus 6T coming in, it's probably going to be, what, $200 cheaper than this guy? I think people are going to look at that and go, well, how much more of an upgrade is, say, the camera in this phone, or getting updates for 3 years the fastest? Like, is that stuff worth it? I don't think there's a correct answer to that. Like, again, yeah, but so like me and you probably go, yeah, that stuff's totally worth the extra like $200. But
200. I mean, it's definitely it's
what's
part
this,
of the equation.
$700, or is this 800? It's 800, right? The base Pixel 3 is $800.
$799, yeah.
Yeah. So the 6T, I don't know, but my guess is just under 600, or maybe right at 600. So 200. So $200 plus difference then? Like, are the upgrades in the camera here and those speedy software updates worth it over, say, that?
It's got water resistance.
It does. That's true. The 6T probably won't. Well, we know it won't. They already announced it won't. So
yeah. I mean, and the camera is going to be so much better. I mean, the Pixel 3, it's a camera with a phone attached. You know, it's a camera that runs apps. I mean, it's a solid experience. I mean, have you seen the marketing push that they're doing with this thing? They even got Gordon freaking Ramsay out here talking about the Pixel 3. They got Eminem on top of the Empire State Building talking about Pixel 3. It's kind of ridiculous. But
yeah, they really want people to know that their phone has the best camera on the planet. You know, there's been a ton of comparisons, obviously. Well, so Google got on stage. We talked about this last week, and they talked about how the Pixel 2 camera was still being rated best over even iPhone XS and all of that stuff. And then they go, but wait, we've got a new one, and it's even better. And so they're going to let everyone know, and it's probably a smart move by them to just hammer that home. We have the best camera. We have the best camera. We have the best camera over and over and over again. And they kind of need to, because it's one camera, whereas everyone else, even though it may not mean much, gets to say, well, you get two cameras. And to a lot of people, having two seems like it should be better than one, even though the results sort of show that Google's is probably a step above the iPhone XS. So yeah, I really like the Pixel 3.
That's good.
It's kind of exactly what I thought it was gonna be, which is a good thing. What I would say to someone who's like 2XL or 2, should they upgrade? If you have a Pixel 2 and you have some money to spend, sure, go ahead and upgrade. Like, the display's better, the overall body and design is better than that Pixel 2. If you have a 2XL and it's still running like a champ, I don't really know if you really need to upgrade from 2XL to 3 or 3XL. Like, I've been using a 2XL for almost the entire year, and if these phones didn't come out, I'd still be satisfied with my 2XL. Like, the camera's still amazing, and I like that phone. So if you have a Pixel 1, it's probably time. It's been 2 years. There's actually pretty good upgrades. You have water resistance. I know you don't have a headphone jack anymore, but you have water resistance and wireless charging and better displays and better cameras, and that stuff is there over the Pixel and Pixel XL. But other phones, I mean, I don't know. If you're still rocking Samsung and LG phones and haven't gone the Google Pixel route, I mean, I think it's an upgrade. But that's me, because I'm somewhat biased in the fact that I think this is the best Android experience. So,
yeah, I mean, you've been rocking the Pixel 3 for a little bit. What do you think about the resistance, the abrasion resistance? Say when it's in your pocket, you know, can you look at the back and tell me, like, hey, this thing scratches pretty easily? I'm seeing a lot of hype around the interweb saying that these phones scratch easily, especially from people who have coins in their pockets. Don't ask me. I don't walk around with change in my pockets, but I know people.
There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack there. Number one, who puts their phone in the same pocket as the one with change and keys? Like, take care of your phones, folks. Like, that could scratch your display, let alone the back. Like, why would you do that? I mean, when I put my phone in my pocket, I never put it in the same pocket as my car key. That's for damn sure. I don't know, who does that? If you do that, yeah, it probably will scratch. I mean, it's like this like matte finish. Let me see if I have any. Yeah, I got a little scuff down here. There's a little guy. So yeah, and also, this is going to sound weird, but I've been using a case on it because it's kind of a smallish phone, and going from 2XL to this, it feels really tiny. So I was using a case, so mine's extra clean other than that one little scuff, which I must have got within the first like day. I'm not really sure because it's had a case the rest of the time. Two cases I was using. One is the Pixel official like canvasy case.
Cloth, kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of cloth. It's not that soft though. It actually started annoying my hand after a while. So I also have this thing, like the official Bellroy one, which is leather. This is actually pretty nice. And it actually feels really nice. Okay. So I've only had this one on for about a day. I would actually recommend this guy. This thing is pretty nice. Although it's like $45 or something crazy. So I don't know about that. But anyway, I've been using a case. So yeah, I don't know if it's super scratchy. I would imagine so. It's kind of got this soft touch finish that, I mean, I barely used it and I did get just a little tiny scratch down there. So for those of you with keys in the pockets, yeah, it's probably going to scratch it.
Change pockets, maybe.
This is probably where we're supposed to like plug one of those like terrible skin companies, but they're probably going to make skins that you could put over that and then it won't scratch.
Yeah, you could get a life-proof case if you really need it for $75. Use our affiliate link in the description below. Thank you.
We just got a $5 donation from Steve Laughlin. I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce that. $5 with the, what is that face? It's like a happy...
Well, I always thought that was like a... Thank you. Like, I don't know. I've actually never done this.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Well, is he? Yeah.
Is that what he's doing?
Are out. They're not.
I think it's just like a.
Are they crossed?
I'm not really sure. I can't ever tell.
I've never really understood.
Lachlan.
So.
Sorry, Steve. Lachlan. Appreciate the $5, Steve. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
It's the hugging emoji. Is that really what it is?
Is that a hug? That's a bad hug.
I can't tell. Hugs all around. It is apparently. All right. Yeah. So. This probably will. It probably will scratch some. Put one of those like silly skins on it or something if you're really that worried about it, or just put a case on it because this is all glass. Like I put a case on it because I was worried. Like using this phone, I just assumed I was going to drop it or scratch it or chip it, and that scared me. So especially because this is a review unit that's going to go back to Google at some point. So what's going on now?
Yeah. Talk about skins real quick. Totally different. Okay, I know we talked about the cases, the leather. You and I, of course, we love a good patina.
Mm-hmm.
However, like D brand, slick wraps. Do you appreciate skins, or do you even apply them to phones anymore? I knew we kind of did that maybe for like a couple of months, but I
have dabbled in skins here and there over the years. I never keep them on for more than about 2 hours because they drive me nuts. I know people love that stuff for whatever reason, and I've tried some of their like metallic-y ones, and they have some matte ones, and I tried their faux leather ones. I've tried a bunch of them on different phones over the years, never liked them. So I know people love them, and those companies have really annoying marketing, and they never stop emailing me with stupid crap, but they people apparently do like them. They're obviously still in business and people like that stuff. So I just personally am not like, there's something about the feel of skin, and I've tried them from both of those companies, and I don't know, just wasn't a fan. They make sense, especially like this. If you don't want to put a case on it, but you want to protect, lighter skin is actually a way to go. But personally, I just didn't like them.
That's a hot take.
Somebody sell me on them. It's not even. It's just like a preference thing. I tried. Really I kept trying because you can get them for a couple of bucks, $5-6. I think some of them. I don't know. But just didn't like them. All right, so Pixel 3 review. Yeah, really good phone. I really like it. Again, my brother's, I think, due for a new phone. So is my mom. I think my dad, like my whole family is ready for new phones. And I kept telling them, just wait. Because like my brother's using a Pixel 1, so is my mom. My dad, I think, has an S7 Edge. They're all kind of upgrade territory, and I was like, just wait, you got Pixel phones coming. So, and I'll probably say to them, yes, just go ahead. And right now, because they're all in Verizon too, like my family's all Verizon because we're from Montana, right? And that's like one of the only carriers that ever existed in Montana growing up. So they're all Verizon. And you can like buy one, get one free, can't you? Or something like that at Verizon right now. Not a bad deal.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
I need to think about, I mean, you mentioned Christmas coming up, I believe, and I need to start thinking about Christmas presents. Maybe we need to do a gift guide, because
We probably should someday.
I don't know what I'm going to do this year. You know, being the tech guy in the family kind of sucks, because I feel like everyone expects me maybe to get them something kind of tech related, but maybe they don't know tech related stuff costs a lot of money. So I'm thinking I'm going to switch it up this year and get people like really kind of cheap homemade gifts even. I don't know.
Nice. Homemade. If I was crafty enough, I'd love to go the homemade route. I usually end up like waiting for the flash sale of like Google Home Minis, and I just buy those for everyone because they're, you know, when they go on sale for like $30 a piece, I'm like, okay, here we go. Everyone, although I did that last year, and I think the year before I did regular Google Homes when those dropped to like $70. So I think everyone is probably homed out.
You're a very generous man.
I don't think they quite appreciate them like I, you know, like I do.
Maybe
So.
we do. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk some other things with Pixel 3. Well, anyway, we'll do a separate Pixel 3 XL review soon enough. We just got the regular guy out of the way. We'll work on the 3 XL, but some other news though. Verizon is SIM locking most of their phones these days, and they haven't made this really known. They kind of sort of announced it through a CNET sourced article back in like February. Said, look, we're going to start SIM locking our phones temporarily to prevent theft, which I don't know that I actually believe that, but that's what they're saying. And then they said later on, we're going to have an even stricter policy, which hasn't arrived yet. I wouldn't be shocked if it does soon though. So what I'm getting at is if you go buy a Verizon Pixel 3 or 3 XL, particularly if you go to like Best Buy, who they only sell the Verizon version, even though it's a phone that supports all major networks, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, whatever, it's SIM locked for up to a day. And how it works is you buy it from them and you put your Verizon SIM in, and it activates on their network, and then overnight it goes through this system of theirs which unlocks the phones and spits out a number probably, and it sends you a text and says, or a notification that says, look, your phone is now unlocked. And it just happens overnight. So if you activate it today, even if you do it like tonight at 8 o'clock, when you wake up tomorrow, there's a good chance it'll unlock. So it's not necessarily a 24-hour thing, it's just an overnight thing. So people have found out that that's happening with this phone, and kind of annoying because Google doesn't have stores you can walk into to just buy an unlocked one. And so the only way to get one, if you don't just go to Verizon, is go to Best Buy, but they sell the Verizon version. So people have walked in, tried to buy one, put a T-Mobile SIM in, and it says, sorry, can't do that, it's locked. So it's a frustrating situation because Google isn't sold anywhere, right? They have an exclusive with Verizon, and Best Buy only sells the Verizon version. So it's frustrating. Like if I want to walk in and test a phone, I say, yes, I like this, and I'm a T-Mobile customer, and I go buy the 3 XL at Best Buy. I can't really do that. Like that's stupid. And so again, I know Verizon said this is a theft thing, but I just don't know that I really believe that. I think that's probably part of it. I think the other part of it is they don't want people buying these exclusives and just taking them to another damn network. I think that's a part of it. I don't think I'm like out of line in saying that. So that's what's going on. You're just going to have to buy, if you're on T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, whatever, you're going to have to buy your phone from Google, and they'll ship it to you probably for free or whatever. And they have payment plans there, and they do a trade-in policy just like carriers do. So it's not like a bad deal. You just can't like walk into a store if you're a T-Mobile customer, buy a Pixel 3 and walk out the same day. You just can't. And that's crappy. I'm going to pause just for a second, though. A couple of donations. Gary Fleshner, first with a $5 donation, says, is the 3XL worth upgrading from the 2XL, assuming money is not an issue?
Money is not an issue, bro?
Then yeah.
Get the red phone, my guy.
Get the red phone.
But no, seriously.
If money's not an issue and you just love new toys, then yeah, sure. So here is 2XL next to 3XL, same size phone, better display on the 3XL, upgraded processor, upgraded camera, louder speakers, wireless charging. Yes, if money's not an issue, sure, why not? I mean, they did improve stuff over the 2XL, so I'm not going to tell you no.
Well, especially when there is like a trade-in program, right? I mean, if you can get like, you know, $300 some odd off, $400 some odd off of a new phone, why not? I mean, it makes it more affordable, and it's the new. So
Yeah.
it's always cool to have the new.
Yeah, that is the thing. I always forget about the trade-in stuff, especially with Google. What's Google giving for 2XLs? 375,
It was 3 something, yeah.
Yeah, like $300. It'll knock off of there. So, I mean, you might as well if the money's not that big of a deal, you might as well just do it. It is an upgrade. Also, Steve Locklandwood drops another donation. It's like $20. Jeez, Steve. It's too fun, guys. Had to send it again. Enjoy the beer.
I want to say he was trolling you. I'm pretty sure it's Laughlin. I mean, I think he was
said
joking.
It was Lachlan.
I think he was joking. I
Steve,
don't know.
Are you joking? Is it Laughlin or Lachlan?
I know. I thought I saw another comment that said, I'm giving you a hard time or something. I don't know. But
I don't know
either way,
Steve, thank you so much. Thank you, Gary. All right. So anyway, the SimLock stuff is the SimLock stuff is kind of frustrating. And I'm about to, when we get off the air, possibly write a piece about how annoying it is that someone who's on T-Mobile can't walk into a store and walk out. He said it's Lachlan. Can't walk out with a damn Pixel. And that's Google's fault. This isn't Verizon's fault, right? Verizon booked an exclusive with them for the 3rd year in a row. Hopefully it's the last year. And so Verizon can do kind of what it wants, right? Like I asked Verizon yesterday about the SIM locking. I said, did anything change in your policy? And they said, no, it's a 24-hour or overnight automatic unlock that we do for theft purposes. And they also threw in there, just as a reminder, this is our exclusive. So it's basically Verizon saying, look, it's our exclusive. We can do whatever we want. And yes, they can. I would put the blame 100% on Google. You did this exclusive and you're not selling this phone unlocked. Like, why couldn't, and maybe this was in their terrible deal with Verizon, but why is Google not selling unlocked versions at Best Buy or Newegg or B&H or Amazon? All those places sell unlocked Galaxy S8s and they sell or S9s and Note 9s, right? And they sell V30s unlocked and G7s unlocked. Why can't Google sell their unlock? So I think it's obnoxious. I think it's a stupid move by Google, but I could rant about this for a while, but the thing is, it sucks. If you're not on Verizon, you want a Pixel 3, it's not easy to get. You have to order it.
Someone will have to tell me. I don't know, but I know Google has the hardware pop-up stores. Are they selling unlocked Pixel phones there, right?
I'd imagine.
Stop being lazy and go to
fly to Chicago.
Yeah. Fly to New York, Chicago, wherever the hell they may be.
Yeah, I think it's just 2. I think they only have 2, and those are like the only 2. New York and Chicago. You can go to a Google pop-up, which is cool. But
Ari Killer Wreck Iller just said the same thing in the chat, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
No way. Joey Riz in the chat saying they are Verizon phones. They're not even unlocked.
Oof.
Holy shit. Okay,
yeah, I'm feeling the rant coming when we get off the air.
Yeah, that's a good
Verizon. I mean, Google. Like, I get it. You were starting fresh. This Pixel, you're trying to get it there, and you signed up. You signed your life away to Verizon for 3 years, which is terrible in and of itself. But you got to make your unlocked phones more available than just online at your own store. That's just stupid. While we're here, Scott Washington drops $2 donation. What did he say?
Tim, check your mentions for yurt construction.
Oh,
yay! I hear this guy has he's building a yurt for his hamster. I gotta see this. Yes. Huh. Well, we were talking about homemade gifts, and he said he was crafty, etc. So I will look at that. Funny. Thank you very much for the donation, Scott. It's very generous, very kind.
All right, so moving on from the Verizon SIM thing. Anyway, if you go into a Best Buy and you are like T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, and you try to buy it, you really can't. We had somebody mention, I think in the comments of the article yesterday, it said my local Best Buy has Verizon SIMs on hand that they'll throw in to activate the phone for you if you want it. But I don't imagine that every Best Buy is going to do that. So I don't think you should walk into Best Buy expecting the salesperson to just throw in a Verizon SIM to take care of you. They may, but I kind of doubt that'll be normal.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah. So speaking of iFixit again, who is our sponsor for the day, they did their teardown of the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL this week. And sure enough, 3XL they've discovered is using a Samsung OLED display. The Pixel 3 on the other hand, not so much. It's using a LG OLED display. So two different displays. Obviously, one has a giant notch in the Samsung version. The LG not, but they're still OLEDs. They are tuned slightly differently. I think The Verge in their review put them side by side, and the regular Pixel 3 is slightly warmer than the 3XL just out of the box, I believe. So they are slightly different because they're made from different people and tuned a little bit differently. Both displays are pretty nice though. DisplayMate, who does an analysis on all the top tier. Well, I shouldn't say all. It does analysis on many of the top tier phones, and they always reward Samsung with the best AMOLEDs in their Galaxy phones, and they often reward Apple with pretty good results as well. I think this is one of the first times they've looked at a Google phone, and they said A+ rating, really great, top tier, up there with Samsung, at least on the 3XL. So
I don't understand this. Samsung makes everybody's displays. So like everything that's on the top is all Samsung regardless.
That's why they just print cash, because they make everything for everyone. Yeah.
I also love that Samsung makes notches for everybody except themselves. Props to Samsung for not doing this whole notch thing, but like making everyone else do the notch. That's
a notch will come next year. Samsung will do a notch next year.
Yeah, but it's going to be done right because Samsung knows hardware, okay?
I hope so. I hope they delete all the tweets of them trashing out notches, but
you can land a plane on that thing. Sorry.
It's just not even that funny. I didn't think it was that funny. And everyone's like, oh, bird, Samsung with the win. It's not even that good of a joke. I mean, like, we can make fun of the notch on the Pixel 3 because it is goofy looking, but like, you can land a plane on it. It's just not that. That wasn't that good. You're
a triggered Google fanboy.
I know. If we're going to be like edgy Twitter account personality, I think we can do better than you could land a plane on it. God. Anyway, the display is made by Samsung. Really nice on the 3XL. It's also a good display on the regular 3, even if LG made it. If you go read my review of the 3, and I talked about the display and how it's much improved, this is well before I knew that LG made it. So don't think I've like changed my opinion or anything. I'm trying to justify it. I reviewed it before I knew LG had made it, and I said it was good, and I still stand by that. So, wow. One of the things to point out is the buds that come with the Pixel 3, the USB-C buds in the box. They've sort of ushered us into a new era of Google Assistant being in headphones. For one, these earbuds are actually pretty nice. You can buy these, by the way, on the Google store for like $30, but they come in the box with your phone if you buy one. They have Google Assistant optimization in there, so you can like press the button. I think I talked about this maybe a little bit last week. So you can do Assistant, get notifications in your ear and all that stuff. But with these, they do the real-time translations that the Pixel Buds were the only ones to do last year. And since these have it, Google is actually now opening that up to any Assistant optimized pair of headphones to do the real-time translations and all of that stuff. So just kind of a side note.
Nice.
I think that's pretty much it for Pixel 3. Orders should be arriving. I mean, we ordered some for ourselves as well as the review units. And, well, I screwed up Tim's shipping, so his unit actually hasn't arrived yet. Mine got here like 2 days ago, though. Mine got here 2 days ago. His didn't. But others have arrived also. So I think starting as early as Wednesday, we saw Pixel 3s arrive from the Google store yesterday, and then obviously today. Yesterday you could walk into a Verizon and buy the phone if you wanted to, and some Best Buys had some, but orders should be arriving. Everyone should have theirs mostly today. We are getting some emails about shipping time slipping, so if you didn't get your order in within the first handful of hours, you may not get it. So some of those orders are slipping now, unfortunately.
That sucks. To be expected for Google, though.
Yeah, I would say a multi-hour string of getting orders in and then having them ship is not bad for Google. They used to be, I think even last year, wasn't it
minutes after?
Yeah, it was like minutes. The black and white version was done for like 2 months, I think, if you didn't get it in early in that first batch. So,
Tom in the chat is asking, when is Tim getting his? Mine is on a FedEx truck it's en route to me.
They could knock on the door while we're doing the show.
Any moment. My dogs will get him. Sorry.
So Pixel 3 review, yep, go read it. It's at the site. Again, we'll have more sort of detailed opinions on the 3XL very, very soon, like probably in the next couple of days, early next week. So stay tuned for that. We'll have tips and tricks too. We haven't done a tips and tricks video. We did our first 10 things video. If you guys watch those with the Pixel 3, we're gonna do tips and tricks with the 3XL just to mix it up a little bit. Oh, I talked about this week. The Pixel stand. Really cool wireless charger that does some extra tricks, but at $80, like, do you think this thing's, you haven't used this yet, but after you looking at reading and all that stuff, are you going, yeah, I need one of those for $80? I would spend $80 on this.
No, not.
I don't think so, right?
Single thought in my mind. $80. Get out of here.
As much as I appreciate setting it down and there's some smarter stuff, what I find odd is that Google's the first person to do smarter wireless charging. Like you put the stand on there, and it does fast wireless charging, but Google was like, well, wait a minute. If it's sitting there, it should do stuff. Like, why didn't Samsung and LG and Apple and all these other people think of that instead of just putting your phone down and it charges? Anyway, $80 is kind of stupid expensive. I really like these. I have another one coming. I think this is a review unit. And I'll probably put it by the bed or something, use it at night.
Can you please answer this so they stop asking?
Oh,
Does
sure.
content move around on that to avoid burn-in? So when it's on the Pixel stand, does stuff move around?
Oh, yeah. I think Scott actually emailed me about this. I have no idea.
What the hell?
I have no idea.
Use it or not?
Setting it on there. If it does, it must be so. It certainly isn't doing Samsung's always on display shifts pretty heavily around. Yeah. This one doesn't look like it shifts. I mean, I'll pay attention here. I was gonna say if I had like a piece of tape, I could put it on there and we'll watch it during the show. Here, I'll put like a fingerprint smear. No, I don't have greasy fingers. I don't know. I don't think it moves much if it does. So sorry.
Burning gate. Good luck with that one, Google.
One thing. Well, I know this doesn't help a lot of people, but at night you can have it. Like the screen go off. And I know some people might not want that because they might want to roll over and look at the time in the middle of the night, sort of like an alarm clock. I would imagine they've figured that out and are probably slightly moving. Now I'm going to watch it all show to see if it moves.
I just haven't even thought about burning in like a decade. I just thought we were sort of past that. I have never really, the only, burn-in and kind of even ghosting issues I've had was like way back in the day. So,
yeah. Sorry, the two Scots in the chat are like, I did not email you, but one of them did. It's McDonald, not Washington. It's too funny.
They're going at it.
Yeah, the burn-in thing, I'm not really sure. It's also something I never think about, and I just assume these companies are trying to take care of us. But last year with the 2XL, and there's burn-in on the navigation buttons, and then Google had to issue a software fix to tweak that so it was less prominent. Yeah, I get it. So
I get.
Sorry,
I get. Yeah, maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. I suck.
I don't know. Well, on the 2XL last year, you had to go with like super brightness and then change it to like a white background and then navigate away, and then you could see it wasn't really that obvious. You had to go looking for it. At least that was my experience, but it was a big deal. So I'm assuming they've tried to take care of that. If I notice some burn-in, I'll let you guys know. But
yeah, please do. I love drama.
Yeah.
Bugs.
What's really funny is I put that on there saying I was going to test to see if it moved, except I don't have the Pixel stand plugged in, and so it's not actually doing anything. It's Friday.
This guy does this for a living.
It's Friday. Yeah. And I was just staring at it for 10 minutes. All right. Moving on. I don't think I have anything else to say about Pixel. Yeah. Oh, a couple of things, actually. The night sight feature that's supposed to be coming to the camera that takes really, really supposedly good dark photos, that's not out yet. So if you get a phone today, and in our review, we mentioned that, but if you get your phone and you want to go kill the competition tonight and take all the night photos, that mode's not there. So if you go looking for night sight, it's not there. I don't even think we know when it's coming. They just said later. So
not a fan of that.
No. Wasn't there something else? Well, like duplex is obviously not out yet. There was something else that's not there yet, but night sight for sure not there. Just so you know. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're moving out of Pixel 3, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, Tim has a red phone. Red, the camera company, we've talked about them off and on over the last, how long have they been building this phone? Like a year and a half? At least a year.
Like last July or something.
I thought pre-orders went in like last January or something. Like they went in like...
Really?
Yeah, I think it's been a long time. I should probably look that up. I think they've been working on this phone. I mean, we're not approaching Sega's levels of time, but it's been a while. Oh yeah, see, I mean, let's see.
I mean, they announced it mid 2017, I thought.
In September, in September, you wrote after 14 months and no phone. So it's been over a year. Yeah. So by January, I think it'll have been a year and a half since they announced and started taking pre-orders. But it'll be out, right? Before then, I think they announced a time frame, or it kind of slipped a little bit. But anyway, Tim has a red phone. I don't think you can say much about it, but you can show it.
Yeah, I can show it. I joined the red cult Illuminati underground movement resistance. And there it is. That is all I can say and all I can do. So there you go. If you want to see more, I mean, we posted up a full hardware photo gallery. We did comparisons with this to the Razer Phone 2 to the Galaxy Note 9, OnePlus 6, Pixel 2 XL. I tried to put it up next to every phone from this year. I can't tell you exactly how big it is, but based on those photos, maybe you can get an idea. And there you go. I can't even tell you. Can't tell you anything.
But you did show it. You did show it. Look at it.
Show it.
Look at that thing. It's a phone. It's got grips. It has a red logo. I see a dual camera making a nice little face. Turn that thing sideways so we can see that face. Look at that. That's the best face. That's the best face yet. That's better than the 2.
Yeah.
If anything, I will say that it's unique enough that I don't hate it as much as I did early on. And I just think that's maybe because everything else just looks kind of boring these days. Whereas that phone, at least it's different. That's about all the opinion I have about that.
I guess I could say it's different. Yeah, it's different. Real quick, just before, because it's going to disappear, John with $5 dono, thank you so much. He said 5 down, 75 more to go for a Pixel stand.
Nice, thanks, John.
Thank you. I will put that right there for the Pixel stand. Absolutely, you got it.
Thanks, John.
And then Steve Lachlan,
yes,
with
Lachlan.
the $10 donation, says, any comment on 4 gigs of RAM? I'm assuming he's talking about Pixel 3 and 3 XL. Any word from Google engineers on why no more RAM? I haven't heard anything. Have you heard anything?
I haven't. And, if I was doing my job, I would have asked them why they thought 4 gig was fine. But I don't actually know. The phones do run fine, but over the long haul, I don't know. I mentioned that in my review a little bit, that some people had noticed some slowdowns, they said, with their 2XL and 2, and those have 4 gig RAM. I hope Google's, figured out maybe whatever happened there, or will be able to address. So it's so hard to say, because right now the phones run fine and the 4 gig RAM has been zero issue, but it's hard. I can't predict what it's going to be in a year. So I don't know. I don't think they've really said, and I kind of don't know that they will say. Steve with all the donos.
I know Steve's killing the game. Mark Reed with $10.01 donation.
Appreciate
no comment. No question. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
Real quickly, I mean, just for John, for Mark, for Steve. We love you guys.
That red phone, though, there was a leak that showed purported specs. Did we really not know the specs? Have they not announced the full spec list for this? It's 14 months old. Well, now it's 15 months because you wrote that a month. It's 15 months old and they've never announced. Good Lord. Anyway, the leak says 5.7-inch holographic LCD, 2560 by 1440, 4500 milliamp hour battery. We knew that. Snapdragon 8. Is it really an 835? Not an 84. Snapdragon 835?
I can't.
Is that what the leak says?
It was already previously known. I believe it was announced that it was going to be an 835 and not a 45.
Interesting. That's
I
right.
can't confirm or deny.
That's right. Yeah, I'm just reading this here. 6 gig RAM, 120 gig built-in storage, 12 megapixel rear-facing cameras. It's a dual setup USB-C, headphone jack, SD slot, dual SIM, Gorilla Glass, spatial surround, dual front cameras. It's got a lot of stuff going on. Have they really not confirmed all that bubble? This is a phone people are buying. Anyway, that leaked this week. So Tim has one that leaked.
Yeah. We posted up the whole hardware gallery if you want to see more photos of the back or the technically the screen is off. So I can show you. There's the front.
There's the front.
Look at all these cameras and sensors and stuff. Big old red logo right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I can do.
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
Chance Raoul in the chat. I don't know. I don't know.
What was this question? Oh, so why do you have one of these phones but no official spec list? How, what, why? You know, I can say this maybe that this is Red's first rodeo in terms of like an Android phone launch. We didn't know what to expect. I don't even think Kellen, I'll speak for Kellen, he wasn't expecting this phone to ever like be a thing.
This is
let
true.
alone that AT&T and Verizon were going to pick it up and actually sell it.
Pretty wild.
So already we're out of Kellen's element. I knew from day one that this thing was going to be legit because Red, they're a big name. And so when they say that they're going to do something, I just assume they're going to do it. So, however, things have been a little wonky with the whole release thing.
Yeah, they've had a couple of hiccups along the way.
But it's
we're getting there.
We're getting there. I'm impressed so far with Red. I'm not speaking about the phone. I'm just impressed that Red has gotten this far. Towards launching a device with Verizon and AT&T. My mind's blown.
Yeah, it is. Brian W in the chat, $10,
yes.
Free Beer Friday. Enjoy. Appreciate that. Thanks so much, Brian. Beer's soon. Beer's very soon. You guys keep doing this beer dono thing, and like we're gonna just like eventually I'm just gonna come in with beer. I'm gonna do like an order on Amazon and like deliver beer to house right now, so it shows up one day on the show live on air. We'll see.
That. There's this new hef, right? With it's like a blueberry lime. Have you heard about this?
No.
It's actually pretty good.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm on the hoppier side of the beer spectrum, so.
Yeah. Nasty stuff.
Yeah. Right,
Ashmo in the chat real quick asked if any LG V40 review is in the pipeline. Could have sworn I reviewed that thing already.
I think you did, actually.
Yeah.
You did, right?
I'm almost positive. It's been a very busy month. Yeah. V40 review was up earlier this month.
Yeah. You can pre-order that phone now, I think. It's still not out yet.
So. Ooh, I feel real bad for not knowing this, but I think it's a
Should I look?
I don't know.
This is
maybe.
Sorry, LG, but the launch did kind of get swallowed up here by iPhones and timing. Googles and OnePlus coming and Reds and Razors and V40 ThinQ. You can buy it right now. V40 ThinQ, you can buy it. And Tim for sure reviewed this thing, so you should read his review.
It's a solid device. I would probably still be using it, except so many other phones.
$979.
Ooh, ouch!
Did you know it was $1,000?
Oh, that's right. $980 on Verizon. That's right. So that's a tough sell. Oh, no, he said, sorry, LG V40 review with updated camera software. Oh man, I haven't had that kind of time. Come on. So here's my thing. Here's what I can tell you. So with the Red phone, I can post camera samples, kind of like MKBHD did. So next week, expect to see Pixel 3 XL versus Red phone versus V40 versus Razer Phone 2 versus Yo Mama.
With zero analysis.
With zero analysis on one particular device. However, I can do that for you. So that's what I'm going to do. Because we're here for you. Yeah. Period.
On that note, Steve Basinger with the $20 donation in the chat, and he must be a Lakers fan. He says, "I hate Nick Stauskas. That's it. Thanks." Nick Stauskas went off last night.
What up, Nick? Nick's my guy.
Blazers just lit up LeBron in that debut, and that Lakers was LeBron's jersey looking extra tight last night. Is that like his new look? I know he hasn't. It's not like he's wearing giant baggy jerseys anymore. I know those aren't necessarily in anymore, but it was looking a little tight on LeBron last night, and Stauskas just lit them Lakers up.
Lit them up.
Sorry about that, Steve. Appreciate the $20 though. If I see Nick, I will buy him a beer for you.
I'll buy him a couple. That was awesome. Was that a career high for him? I feel like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That was
24, I think, 5 threes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a.
Roger says, but the Blazers will get swept in the playoffs, dude. I mean, come on, who cares?
Yeah,
that's just what we do.
Yes.
We get third seed, then we get
the Lakers
swept.
probably won't be in the playoffs though.
Oh, it's possible though.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because LeBron has taken garbage teams to the playoffs and 2 championships his whole life. So I actually probably shouldn't say that. While I don't want the Lakers to go anywhere, and I'm not a LeBron hater, I'm a Lakers hater because I'm a Blazers fan. I don't want them to go anywhere. I would not be shocked if LeBron takes the Warriors to 6 or 7 and everyone's shocked just because the dude is insane. Anyways.
Yeah. Roger says the Lakers will be in the finals. Dude, there is not a universe, reality, dimension where that is even a possibility with KD, Boogie, Steph, Clay. Good luck.
They can't beat the Rockets. They can't beat the Rockets or the Warriors. So
the Rocket? What do you? I think the Lakers could beat the Rockets. Rockets are what, 0-2 right now. I mean, they
got stomped the other night. Yeah.
They got no life.
I mean, I dislike the Rockets more than the Lakers, but the Rockets are stacked.
Sorry, we just went off on basketball tangent. Anyway.
It's just bad. Basketball's back. I'm excited. So. All right. Anyway, that's enough red phone talk. Moving on to OnePlus 6T news. So PC Mag, Sasha Segan from PC Mag, who's been plugged into the industry for probably longer than we've been alive. He announced, I'm sorry, Sasha, he's not actually that old. He's just been in the industry for a long time is what I'm getting at. I have nothing against Sasha. He actually, I get a lot of info from his stuff. Anyway, he reported this week that the OnePlus 6T possibly could, according to a whole handful of sources, work on Verizon. And I don't think Sasha would post that if he, not like he's 100% sure, but he's saying multiple sources have said that it could work on Verizon. And we're talking not just band 4, we're talking band 13, like Verizon's actual major LTE band that almost all their LTE runs over. And I know they're mixing in 4 and I think some 5 and whatnot. 13 is what matters for Verizon. He says they're working on that support. He actually mentioned in his article that there could be certification going through to possibly get it certified with Verizon, which is even bigger because then you get all the Verizon features and the experience actually works properly and all that stuff. No guarantees, but that's actually pretty big news. OnePlus, we know they've been making great phones for a while. We really like them. We've been fans of them. But the biggest complaint over and over and over again is, look, I'm on Verizon. I can't use their phone. So if this happens, I'm not going to throw out like game changing or anything like that. Still OnePlus. They're not going to sell 20 million phones. But on Verizon, that opens up to a whole giant audience of people. And if they could possibly market that right to finally get all those Verizon people, it's a big move. Big move for OnePlus. And it's also just good for the industry because they make good phones and Verizon people have been left out.
Hell yeah.
John McKellen in the chat, Nick Staus's MVP candidate. I'm on board. Nick Staus's MVP candidate. Not to get back on basketball. Anyway, the OnePlus 6T stuff though, huge news. It really is. OnePlus phones, that is like the complaint. You can't use the phones on Verizon. So if they do it, that'd be awesome. The only thing I worry about there, the only thing I worry about there is, they've already kind of talked some weird stuff about their phone, like why they removed the headphone jack and why they're still not doing wireless charging, and no IP rating, right? And they said, we're not doing an IP rating because to go through that process, it would raise the cost of the phone. What did they say? Like $30 a piece or something like that, which is crazy. What I worry about if they're actually doing official Verizon certification is that that's going to add to the cost. So we know that OnePlus is just going to keep ramping up the price on their phones. And they do it no matter what, even if the upgrades are minor. But if they're starting to do Verizon certification, that does worry me that instead of that sub 600 price that we're hoping, that we could be talking $100 jump to like 630 for the 6T, which I hope doesn't happen. But when you start certifying things get expensive. Still excited for that phone though. Although unfortunately for OnePlus, they have set the date of October 30th to do, a couple events, I think, around the globe. And they said it's gonna be their biggest ever and they're really excited. Apple yesterday announced their iPad Mac event on the 30th. So OnePlus is gonna get overshadowed, unfortunately, for what's supposed to be their biggest. And we obviously care more about OnePlus in the Android industry, and the Android side of tech media will cover that and be ready and all of that stuff. But all those other, we just talked about PC Mag, like PC Mag and any of the other tech sites that do general tech stuff, they aren't going to pay as much attention to what OnePlus is doing. And that sucks for OnePlus. I mean, it doesn't matter to you and I necessarily, but that they just aren't going to get the attention they were probably hoping they were going to get. So feel a little bad for them. Because, they were supposed to announce, we thought on the 17th, and then all of a sudden October 30th, and you had to wonder if they were shifting there because like Google's phones came out this week. And I'd imagine they were worried probably going to get overshadowed by Google, so let's bump it out a little bit. And then Apple's like, sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
It's rude.
Yeah. In other 6T news, they announced in the sort of thread about some new stuff happening with the 6T. They said I'll quote this, whole new UI is coming to the 6T. I don't know what that means.
It means Pi.
Yeah, so we know they're getting Pi. We know the 6T will launch with Pi, which makes sense because the 6 already has Pi. When they described whole new UI a little bit, they talked a little bit about their gesture nav, and we're talking their gestures with no navigation buttons where you swipe up from the bottom. And they said like when you swipe up now, like the card will follow your finger and it'll be more natural, which is nice. But when I hear whole new UI, are we talking just gesture nav, or are we talking the pull downs and the settings? Like we're not bringing in like Oppo's garbage skin, right? We're not doing that. They can't be doing that. That's not what they're known for. So whole new UI scares me, but I think they just really mean they're changing some things to just be more fluid and natural, hopefully.
Maybe that. I honestly think they just mean whole new UI means it's launching with Pi. I really think that's all they mean.
It could very well be what it means.
Yeah.
Let's see. I thought they mentioned something else. They're going to try to track your sleep schedule better to extend battery life at night. I don't think that really matters. Just plug your phone in at night, folks.
Yeah.
So that was kind of it for OnePlus, but the Verizon stuff's a pretty big deal, assuming that does happen.
Huge.
Yeah. All right, let's talk watches for a second. Let's see. Well, this guy, right? Let's take this damn thing off. All right, Montblanc Summit 2.
Montblanc Summit.
Montblanc. So Montblanc Summit 2. Let's see if that'll focus on that. Maybe. Do work camera.
Pretty hot.
So this is the first Wear OS watch to run the Snapdragon 3100, Snapdragon Wear 3100. So we picked one up, and yeah, it's stupid expensive. It's like it's $1,000 watch, and it's Wear OS, and the improvements it brings, you could argue, aren't necessarily worth. This is just the first one. That's basically why we got it. I will say this watch is really, really nicely designed. It's really hot. I've been wearing it most of the week now. Good size 42 millimeter case. Like everybody else's watch is like 46 millimeter. I think we've seen some 44s. No one goes 42. Oh, and thickness wise, in case you want to see, it's thick, but not any more so than not any more so than other watches.
Sure.
The display is really great. It looks nice. It has a rotating crown.
It's nice.
It's nice. Anyways, we're testing it because, the 3100, it's first with that. So what does that mean? Well, it means the always on display is fantastic. So there's the display not always on, I don't think. And I think it should flip closer. There it goes. So it flipped to, there it goes. So that's the always on display. Like it just looks like the normal display. So your watch actually does look like a watch at all times. And I don't know if it'll pick this up, but even at angles, this watch still shows. So maybe they use really high quality parts and this will look better than when Fossil releases one for $300. I don't know. But either way, if this is a good sign for what's to come for Wear OS watches, because the display looks much, much better. I've noticed performance seems better on this watch than 2100 watches. And the reason I point that out is because the 2100 and 3100, they run the same processor for performance stuff, but this one seems to run a little bit better. Maybe that's just because they fine-tune some things. There's a watch only mode, which is one of the new 3100 features. And really all you do is turn it into battery saver mode. This is super confusing, but you turn it into battery saver mode and it reboots the watch to just let me actually try it. Show you guys. It reboots it so that it turns everything off and just puts a really, really minimal watch face on. And it's rebooting into that. So that's time only mode. So there's no way to really get out of that except to like reboot the watch again to turn all the smarts. Oh, so this is what it looks like. So this is battery only mode. It's kind of a really nice minimal watch. And so that can last for days and days and days and days because nothing else is running except that.
Is that a sweeping second hand or a ticker?
Sweeping.
Nice.
It's sweeping. Yep. So yeah, that's what it looks like in watch only mode. Then the other thing is with the 3100, we're supposed to get a sport mode. This obviously does not have that sport mode yet because they said it's not coming yet. It's coming as a software update later on. This is kind of weird. To get it out of watch mode, you apparently have to plug it in, just so you know. Because when you put power on it, it actually fires up the watch. The sport mode though, which is kind of what I really care about, it needs an update, and you flip it into sport mode and it turns off some smart stuff, but it lasts longer if you want to go run like an ultra marathon or something like that. So that's not out yet. I hope this gets it at some point. Qualcomm said they were launching that with a actual sport watchmaker at some point down the road. So I don't know if that means like Garmin, but I kind of doubt it. It could be another Polar watch or it could be something else. So that'll happen. This watch in particular does have GPS and heart rate and NFC. It has all of this stuff in it. I just wish it wasn't $1,000, but so far it's a really cool smartwatch.
It looks great. Ben Jacobs was asking, have you guys used any hybrid smartwatches? Well, now that you asked, been trying to get my hands on an LG Watch W7, which was their hybrid. I'm getting a little resistance from LG because, as you know, they showed it off to all the tech industry people, and I don't know if there was a lot of positive feedback from the crowd. And I was even considering maybe
what happened to that.
I know I was considering the idea that maybe LG was like, oh, you know what, guys, let's just cut it. But apparently it's on sale, $450 still. And that's a little pricey. I'm not going to go spend, even for work, man. I don't think I'm going to do $450 for the W7. So we're just going to continue waiting for LG to send us a unit. And as soon as we go hands-on with a hybrid, we'll let you know. Nice.
I have breaking news. Actually, let's do something first. Alex, $2 donation. Alex had tons of donations last week. Alex, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Didn't say anything, but we see you, Alex. We see you. Thanks for the $2.
Thank you, Alex. You're the man.
And now he says, how long has the show been on?
1 hour.
About an hour.
Yeah.
About an hour. Yeah. Okay, so breaking news actually is... Let me read this.
Okay. Oh, this better be good.
This is Pixel 3 Verizon SIM lock related.
Oh boy.
Verizon just pinged us with an update on Pixel 3 3XL, and they said At launch, there was an update related to an automatic overnight unlock on Pixel 3s, which also showed up on phones sold in Best Buy stores. We have temporarily removed it from Pixel 3 and are assessing where it will be implemented in the future. As you may recall, earlier this year, we began locking phones until they were initially activated on the Verizon network to prevent theft and protect employees. Wait a minute. At launch, there was an update related to an automatic overnight unlock, which also showed up on phones sold in Best Buy stores. We have temporarily removed it from the Pixel 3. Wait, what? Does that make actual sense to you? Like, it sounds like they removed the lock, or did they remove the update?
Removed. I assume they removed the lock.
At launch,
I mean, because then she refers to, or they referred to the lock at the end.
Yeah, so
I just assumed.
At launch, there was an update related to an automatic overnight unlock on Pixel 3s. At launch, there was an update related to that unlock, which also showed up on phones sold at Best Buy. We have temporarily removed it and are assessing where it will be implemented. So it sounds like they're removing the update or the lock. That's actually really hard to tell.
I would just write them back and say, can you clarify?
Either way, what it sounds like is they're removing the lock, right?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Which is good.
Which is, it says, Verizon listening to the feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're removing the lock. That's just worded really weirdly. It sounds like they're removing an update that was dealing with that, is what that sounds like. But that's good. That's good. Anyways, breaking news right there.
Real quick, Tom, the name is
the lock before they unlock
Watch W7.
Ben says they lock the lock before they unlock the locking locked SIM lock locker lock. I mean, that's kind of what that sounded like. It was very, very confusing. I'm assuming though that yes, that means that they're no longer doing the lock of the SIM lock. They're unlocking.
Sorry, Tom. The name of the watch that Dylan has is the Montblanc Summit. There you go. Alex is asking when we can talk about the Razr 2 camera. My assumption is you'll see a lot of coverage around the Razr Phone 2 starting very early next week.
Oh yes,
that's just my assumption.
That would be fantastic.
I don't know how to say summit in French, so if someone could maybe teach me, I just say summit. Summit. But
what's funny is back on the LG thing you were talking about.
Sorry.
So the LG W7 Watch W7, I think it's called, with the hybrid thing with the spinny hand, the mechanical hands in the display, and everyone just like relentlessly clowned after it was announced because of that experience just kind of looks bad, and it was really expensive and huge and all this stuff. It was it launched technically like 2 days ago. Like Tim and I just were like, hey, wait, what happened to that the other day? And so we went looking and we looked up like when it was supposed to launch from press emails and stuff. It's supposed to have launched, and Best Buy, you can buy it. I could have ordered one from Best Buy and had it by today, but we can't get a review unit and no one has reviewed it. So it's almost as if LG isn't quite sure what to do with this thing anymore. If you look around there, I haven't seen a single review, and we don't have a unit, and I'm not saying we always get one. I'm just saying we don't have one, and no one else seems to have one or have reviewed it. So I don't actually know what's going on with that watch, but you could buy one from Best Buy. In fact, if you want to launch a YouTube career, you could probably be the first to use the Watch W7 if you go to Best Buy and want to spend like $450.
Breaking news exclusive that you're hearing here first on the Droid Life podcast, Droid Life Show podcast, whatever. October 29th is now the new date for the OnePlus 6T. They have given in to Apple.
No way, really?
Have basically put their tail between their legs, saying we are not as cool as you. And yes, so no more October 30th, October 29th. I just got an email that updated my invite for the event.
Oh yeah, they totally did.
Yep.
They totally. Poor OnePlus, man. Like they have venues all lined up and everything.
That sucks for them. Apple's just like, we're the kings, man. We get to make people change their dates. Yeah. That sucks. That hurts.
I want to read though, because they on Twitter they said, "Here's why we're changing." Oh, it does actually say that changed when Apple announced they would be hosting their own on the 3rd. We know the entire industry and all media will be holding their breath, so imagine how we felt when we learned the date of theirs. 1 minute we were preparing for the greatest and most exciting launch event yet. The next we were posed with a difficult question: what do we do now? What do you do now, Pete Lau?
It's a day earlier now. This is a good thing. I mean,
yeah. I like earlier things.
It sucks for anyone who already booked their flights.
Yeah, that's true.
Doing all that stuff.
Breaking news.
Droid Life Show, bringing you that exclusive breaking news material. This has been a good show.
This has been an exclusive breaking news type of show. You're right. All right. Back on watch stuff. 2 other related things. The Misfit Vapor 2 leaked on like a Dutch tech website, and it was all over, and we got pictures of it, full specs. Misfit Vapor 2 looks like a really nice follow-up to the original Misfit Vapor, which was a massive disappointment. This one actually has GPS and NFC and all the stuff the other one was supposed to have and didn't. I don't know if it's running the new chip, the 3100. I actually don't think so, because it hit the FCC like in June or something. So I kind of don't think so, which is disappointing, but either way, Misfit Vapor 2. Huawei announced a Watch GT, which I believe we referenced on a previous show. It is not a Wear OS watch. They are actually trying to compete with Garmin. In fact, all their press materials say this is basically up against the Garmin Fenix 5. And the Garmin Fenix 5 series is Garmin's like best, most rugged, all-around sport watch. In fact, I have one right here. Right here. It's awesome. Like, these are awesome sport watches. They are kind of like the industry standard, if you ask my opinion. So they're trying to compete with that, and they're doing so by offering a bunch of fitness stuff, and they're undercutting them by price by like half. I think this thing costs like $300, but it doesn't run Wear OS. So if you want it to be a smartwatch, like a Wear OS watch, it won't do that. But if you want it to be a fitness watch and potentially do big things in the world of fitness, it may do that, because it's actually affordable compared to like this Garmin right here. Like, these Garmins start at like $500, $600, $700 depending on which model you go with. And Huawei's like 200, 250, at least euros. So not Wear OS, but it is a fitness watch. It doesn't look bad if you just want a fitness watch. That's not a bad price. Although they're new to this, whereas guys like Garmin and Polar, and I can't think of some of the other brands, they've been doing this fitness thing for years and years and years and fine-tuned everything. Huawei's just starting, so it's kind of tough to like recommend everyone go jump on that unless you really want that price decrease. Related, Huawei announced the Mate 20 Pro. Someone just asked in the chat, are you guys going to announce or talk about the Huawei Mate 20s?
Hawaii Mate 20s.
Yes, yeah, the Hawaii Mate 20. I don't really have much to say, and the reason I say that, and I apologize if I'm offending any of our friends not in the U.S., across the pond, elsewhere around the globe. Huawei has basically been banned from the U.S., and our focus is typically on U.S. products. And so when Huawei announces stuff, we do like a quick write-up, and sometimes we show some product, but for the most part, they don't have a presence here any longer because the U.S. government really isn't a fan of them, and no carrier will touch them. You remember that drama from last year at CES. So the Mate 20 Pro looks pretty cool, but it won't really be available here, except from you have to import it, that sort of thing. I don't know, it's hard for us to really like put a lot of effort into it because our readers are U.S. readers for the most part. Like 85% of our readers are U.S. readers. So Huawei announced the Mate 20 Pro. It has lots of cameras, and
the camera looks great.
Yeah, it has like curved glass all over. Looks very Samsung-y. We got different variations of the notch, right? Isn't there like one with a small notch and one with a bigger notch, teardrop notch? There's all sorts of notches. There's like 3 variants. There's a variant with a 7.2 inch display. What is that?
That's the Mate 20X.
Okay. Their newest Kirin 980 processor, which is supposed to be beastly.
Real quick, Dean in the chat. Dean. He says, thought I heard it's going to be sold on Amazon. Yeah, so I believe you're going to be able to find it at a few online retailers. However, these are going to be unlocked international variants. So in terms of getting a lot of support, might be a little rough. But if you want an unlocked international model, just make sure it's got the bands you need and all that for whatever carrier you're trying to get it on. But other than that, I mean, if you want the phone, you can get the phone by all means. But
yes, you will be able to buy it here and there. It's just not going to be widely distributed. Like for a while, Huawei was selling stuff at Best Buy that this phone won't be. I don't think at Best Buy. Like you'll have to buy international variants, and there'll probably be T-Mobile and AT&T support. Just make sure. You might be missing some bands or a band, so just double check all that stuff.
Burchard's getting a little anxious in the chat saying, are you going to mention the XZ3 is available?
I don't even know what that is.
Wasn't on our list, man. Sorry, Burchard.
Wait a minute.
Heard of it.
What is the XZ3?
I don't know.
Didn't we just get the XZ2? I'm on Best Buy's site now. They actually have it? They actually have this thing? No, they don't. They don't have that. Burchard, what are you talking? Oh, wait, there it is right there. Oh, $900. Oh, yeah, people reviewed this recently. That's right. I saw this phone somewhere.
Sony doesn't like us, man. They sent the one phone that I reviewed, the Xperia XZ2. Haven't heard back, so it's been unfortunate.
I would love to get excited one of these days again about a Sony phone. Oh, it looks like it comes in green. I like green. They always do nice colors.
Yeah,
as a fingerprint reader. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's the one with the butt notch. It's the phone with the butt notch. That's right.
Okay.
Oh, man. All
butt
right.
notch.
$900 butt notch phone. All right. Thanks for
we wrote that up.
Thanks for the reminder, Bert. Bert's was like, it's in the U.S., you idiots. Yeah, you're right. It is. All right.
It's not the XZ3. It's butt notch.
We'll look into it. Oh, man. All right.
Come on.
All right. Just a couple more topics, then we'll do trivia. Essential news this week. Bloomberg reports that they cut 30% of their workforce. And I believe the PR person or somebody, a spokesperson for Essential, confirmed that they had to let a bunch of people go. So it was a difficult decision to make, and they're helping people transition to new career opportunities, whatever. They're going to focus? Because like a week ago, it was, well, Essential's making a new phone, but it's going to be a little mini phone and like a companion thing, not an Essential phone 2. And so we got that news. And now this week they're, cutting 30% of the employee base there. I don't know what Essential's doing. As much as we've talked about how it'd be great for them to make a new phone that's a follow-up to the first one, at this point that just seems like not going to happen. And if they're really putting their effort into a companion phone, which is like what Palm's about to do, which we'll talk about in a second, I don't like, it's over for Essential, right? Is it over?
It's not looking good, I'll tell you that much. They said they're focused, they're focused now more than ever on building a game-changing product. And I think, and not to use this term lightly at all, because any type of layoff or anything like that is not good, but like in terms of just kind of slimming things down or trimming the fat to just sort of refocus on whatever it is they think that they're doing, I guess that's a cool thing for them. But I'm just not a fan of having to cut such a large portion of your workforce, and especially in the hardware department, that doesn't, if you're trying to make a product, doesn't really.
If we're sharpening. Sharpened product focus will help us deliver a truly game-changing consumer product. Well, I hope it is, or it's over.
Yeah, press F to pay respects. Yes, Call of Duty reference. God, I swear I was upset about the press F thing years before that was ever even a thing on Twitter. I swear. I
still don't really get it. I mean, I know what it means, but I still don't get why. Why is it F? What's the background to why it's F?
Well, because when you were playing on PC, your character's at a funeral. And so, the game, to pay respect, you had to press F. You press F to like do the action of paying respect. It was the most stupid thing I've probably ever seen. And Call of Duty's got some stupid things going on, but come on.
Okay. Press F. Yeah, I didn't know like the origin. Respect. I know that everyone spams F or rest in peace, but I didn't know that it was like a press F back in the day. I'm like, all right, good.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Which game was that? I played like the original on PC, but that was like, I was like in college.
I forget which Call of Duty was. It was not that long ago. It was in the past couple of years.
Oh, okay. So I definitely would have known that then, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to say it was Black Ops 3, but I can't. I don't know exactly. So I'm sorry if I can't remember what title. Speaking of which, you and me, we got Advanced Warfare. Okay, if that makes sense.
What it was.
I hated that game. You and I, we played Blackout last night. Black Ops 4 got a W.
Oh, got that first dub.
Oh,
yeah.
That was nice. DL Squad holding it down.
DL Squad holding it down.
That was pretty dope. Anyways,
yeah. So related to the essential stuff, Palm actually announced. So Palm, the one that made trios and things like that, and that Ron, not rest in peace Ron, but Ron that used to be on the show. It's not like a yeah, that Ron. He was a big Palm guy. So Palm's back. I haven't checked in with Ron to see if he's really excited about this week's news, but Palm is back. And who is it that owns them or runs them? It's not HMD. Is it HMD, right? Is it HMD? No, it's TCL. TCL. Yeah. I can't keep the two of them straight, but TCL, who also does BlackBerry, I think at this point, has relaunched the Palm brand. And Steph Curry is apparently a supporter, a backer, a funder of this new Palm. And they announced a phone that's like this big, and it's a companion phone. It's not your phone. It's your phone's phone. You take it with you instead of your phone because it's just a little guy, but it has a camera, front and back camera, and it has a little Android UI, and you put it in your pocket or your bag, and it's like this big, so you can just kind of take it and disconnect from the world but still be connected, sort of thing. Like, is this what Essential's about to do? Because Palm just did it. Is this what Essential's doing?
I'm a bit more interested in who's running Curry's wealth management portfolio, because if he's in this, I got a bridge I could sell you. I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway, not at all interested in this Palm phone. I've done little to zero research, so I have no input for you with regard to the Palm.
All right, I'll break it down real quick. It's about the size of a credit card. I mean, it's thicker, obviously, but that's kind of the footprints of it. 3.3-inch HD display. It's got 2 cameras, runs Android. You can have Google Assistant. There's a one button on the side you can use to launch Google Assistant. They made a weird sort of navigation button on the bottom that you have to press or double press to make things happen, which looks kind of awkward, but again, you're not supposed to be using it very much. You can email and text and all that stuff. Snapdragon 435, 3 gig RAM, 32 gig storage. Comes with either a all black or a gold trim, whichever you want, but it costs $350, and it works with your Verizon. So it's only Verizon. Speaking of Verizon exclusives, it has a SIM card in it, I believe, but it works with their number sync. So if you have if you have a Verizon phone and then you get this thing, it connects those 2 phone numbers, so you can leave your phone at home, take the Palm, and the number sync. You still get calls on it and that sort of thing. So $350 is kind of expensive. Because it's not really a full-blown phone that you would want to use much, and you probably have to pay a monthly fee for that. I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea because people do want to disconnect, and not to always go back to I like to run or work out and stuff, but a little mini phone to chuck on your body when you go for a run is much better than lugging around this thing. If I go for a run, taking this sucks. Having a little mini phone, kind of cool. So. They're pushing it to women, if they go on a date or need a little mini accessory rather than a big phone. I kind of get that too, but it's an interesting idea. I don't know if people really want that. I guess we'll find out soon enough. It goes on sale in November for $350.
All right.
Roger Darden in the chat with the $2 dono says, press F to pay respects. Thank you. Thank you, Roger.
Press F to play air horn. Thank you, Roger.
Yeah. As Nightfly in the chat says, why not a fully functional small phone? So it kind of is, but they just changed the UI to make it try to be more minimal, but it runs Android. I think it runs Android 8.1. They just have this weird launcher skin over it. I wouldn't doubt it if you could get this thing and install, because that's Google Play too, and install Nova, and then you would actually just have a mini phone, I think. I'm pretty sure you could probably do that on it. But their idea is kind of lock it down so it looks like you can't do much to kind of get you to disconnect. So, all right, should we do trivia? We've been going a while. I didn't realize the show got so long.
Stretch it, man.
I was trying to do the trivia dance, and I have boxes all over. I know you guys can't see them, but Trivia dance, trivia time. All right, welcome for those new and for those listening live. Also, it's DL trivia time. End of every show, we do DL trivia. We do 5 questions. If you answer a question right and you're the first to do so, you win fabulous prizes. 5 winners, 5 questions. You can only win once per show. This week's sponsor is iFixit, which you can see on screen. iFixit with 5 of their Mahi driver kits. Those are 48-bit driver kits. Do you have any on hand?
What?
Mahi driver. Yeah, not this week.
I'm rocking out, man. No, they are, again, they're en route. They're coming. As soon as I get them in, I'll ship them out. But I can try and explain them a little bit. Different types of screws. I have sort of a variant of this, and basically you'll get one screw, or you'll get one driver, and then a bunch of different bits that you can use on plenty of different types of devices or things around the house, electronic stuff. Really handy to have. The flathead in particular is a very fat flathead that I use for shucking oysters. So that's my pro tip. And yeah, I've been using the iFixit toolkits around my house so much lately because I got this home repair stuff going on, and it's just been really, really
Paste
great.
it in the chat.
Yep, Kellen just put a link in the chat. That's exactly what you're fighting for to the death. And that's it.
So thank you very much, iFixit, for the sponsor once again, and the fabulous prizes for everyone. So 5 questions, 5 winners. How you win is just, you have to be listening live, obviously. First to answer correctly in the chat, Tim and I will acknowledge who that winner is. We'll shout it out. Then at the end of the show, we'll have you email us and we'll ship your prize and all that stuff. It's pretty easy. We'll put the question up, read it to you. If you want to drop down to 144p to get that real quick latency, low latency, quick connection, whatever you need. Whatever you need to be the fastest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
I think so.
We got some tough ones in here.
Yeah, not that easy this week.
Not that easy.
Couple.
Not too hard, but I mean, we'll see. Anyway, let's get it started with question number 1, please.
Question number 1 going up now.
Which company made the display found in the Pixel 3 XL? Again, which company made the display found in the Pixel 3 XL? I'm seeing Evan Brown with the correct answer of Samsung.
Yeah, okay, that one might have been easy. Evan Brown,
That
correct.
was easy.
That one was easy.
Samsung. LG made the Pixel 3 display, the XL Samsung.
Evan
Look at
Brown.
this thing. Beautiful. Look at that notch.
So nice.
Look at that at the top. It says, welcome to your new Pixel. Up top
that's
there.
kind
Look
of
at that.
big brothery of them.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I'm going to tap that. It's like the Pixel tip thing. There's like which is an app that's basically installed. Tells you how to use your phone. It's not for you and I, obviously.
No.
Anyway, Samsung correct answer. Evan. Congrats, Evan. You won yourself a
Congratulations.
sweet iFixit Mahi driver kit. Cool.
Taking my sweet.
All
All right.
You were lagging. I had to jump in real quick.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm getting over this cold, man. I'm dying. All right. Question number 2, please.
All right. Question number 2. We didn't actually. Never mind. Question number 2 going up now.
I really hope this is the right question. Is this the megapixel question?
It is.
Okay, good. What is the megapixel count for the standard RGB lens on the Huawei Mate 20 Pro? I'm seeing Rashad Gaddis with the quickness. Correct answer of 40 megapixels. I was messing around in like our little script trivia thing, and I totally botched it. So, congratulations, Rashad. Rashad is an active player.
Yes.
Back-to-back winner. I'm pretty sure he won last week and maybe even the week before that. The dude is on fire.
He is, yeah. We didn't mention that, actually, so people just had to know that, because I don't think we talked about the camera setup on the 20. So that's just
I specifically did
solid
not
one
mention.
there. Nope.
Very nice, Rashad. Thank you for fixing my little, my error.
Little tech support while we do the show.
Yeah, little geek squad. I like it. All right. Let's go this we did not talk about this either.
This is just general knowledge. Just got to be plugged in.
General knowledge, Android stuff. Question number 3, please.
Question number 3 going up now.
Which music app announced integration with Wear OS this week? Again, which music app announced integration with Wear OS this week? Nathan Ferguson?
Nathan Ferguson with the win.
With the correct answer of Spotify.
Spotify dropped a Wear OS app. Finally. I should install that right now. I should install that.
Hey, on your Montblanc Summit.
On this Montblanc Summit.
I mean, that's like so typical American.
God, we're such, like, what are we doing?
That's just ridiculous. Ban me.
Yeah, we probably should be banned for that. Terrible. What are we doing?
Anyway. Right. Congratulations, Nathan.
Congratulations, Nathan.
Let's kick it off with question number 4, please.
Question number 4 is a good one. Question number 4 going up now.
By what magnitude does the new Meter Plus smart meat thermometer increase its wireless range over the original? This is almost a tongue twister. By what magnitude does the new Meter Plus smart meat thermometer increase its wireless range over the original? And oh my goodness, Joel Hardman. He must be a meter king. He 5 times is the
exact be sitting here for a while.
Correct answer. Congratulations, Joel. Man.
This is also not something we mentioned. Tim had a write-up, and this is like a very niche thing. Like, we love meter, but
yeah.
Wow. I thought we'd be sitting here for a while. I was just playing with my watch, not even paying attention.
Spotify and stuff.
Downloaded Spotify, that's right. All right, that's crazy. All right, that's good. Good stuff, Joel, there.
Congratulations, man.
Some very unique questions this week.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of unique, this question was submitted by iFixit itself.
Ooh, the final question.
Yes. So again, thank you to our sponsor, iFixit, for hooking us up with these sweet toolkits for our winners. And let's get to it. Question number 5, please.
Question number 5 going up now.
Name one of the 2 Android manufacturers that have used Apple's proprietary pentalobe screw in a smartphone. Again, name one of the 2 Android manufacturers that have used Apple's proprietary pentalobe screw in a smartphone.
That pentalobe.
Name just one of 2.
Ooh, Curtis
Black with the correct answer of Huawei. And just so you know, it was Huawei and Meizu.
Meizu.
Pronouncing that right. I've never had to say that out loud before.
I never have either. I think I always say Meizu to myself, but it could be Meizu. Could be Meizu. Huawei is one of the 2, though. Curtis with the correct answer there.
Curtis Black, congratulations, man. I saw a lot of Samsung, a lot of LG, even HTC. I was getting a little nervous there.
Even OnePlus has some little funny little pin screws on the bottom of their phones, but it must not be the pentalobe. Must not be that
proprietary pentalobe. I love that name, pentalobe.
I do too.
Makes me want to squeeze my lobe a little bit. Nice. All right, so congratulations to
all right, that's good to know.
Evan Brown, Rashad Gaddis, Nathan Ferguson, Joel Hardman, and Curtis Black. I am inputting my email address in the chat right now. If you could please email me, we will get your identities confirmed. We will get your prizes out to you shortly, and you will be fixing all your good stuff.
Fixing everything.
Nope.
Fixing everything.
Whew.
So much breaking news during the show. Wow. Wow. Gary says Huawei shipping with lightning ports. That would be pretty funny. That's definitely not coming back to the US if they try that. Cool. So, upcoming, we've got, we're still swimming in phones. The 3XL specific review will be out shortly. There's a Razer Phone 2 around. There's a Red phone around. OnePlus still has a phone coming. Now on the 29th, by the way. Look at the back of that thing. Look at that.
Help me. I'm trapped in here.
Oh,
there,
boy.
I have to make sure it's in the right spot.
That is fantastic.
Wow.
So lots of phone stuff coming up, and then we'll hit the holiday time, and there'll be Black Fridays and things like that. But lots of phones coming up. Yeah, we'll probably be back for a show next week. I think just lots to talk about. Lots going on.
As long as there's stuff to talk about, we will be here. And again, thank you to everyone who donated. You guys are the real MVPs, not Stuckus.
You guys are great. PC747, Steve Laughlin, Gary, Scott, John, Steve a bunch, Mark, Brian, another Steve, Alex, Roger. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for supporting the show. One of our favorite things to do each week. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Our
Anything
trivia
else?
winner, make sure to email me, please.
Yes, email Tim right now. Also, yes, Tim and I are slaying a little bit in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. A little blackout here and there. We play on Xbox, though, so if you're a PS4 guy, sorry. Blazers 82-0 championship season. Should be good.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. Stay sober. Don't get sick like I did. It sucks.
One last dono. Alan Giza in the chat with the $2 donation. I won the first one, 40. I don't know what that means. Oh, that was to a question.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Alan. We go with what we see on our screen first. If it showed on your end, appreciate the $2.
On ours, Alan, you're quite a ways down. Adley, I mean, there was a lot of 40s coming in at that time, so I'm sorry. We just go by what we see. That's all we can do.
All right, guys. I think we're out of here. Thank you so much again. Have a safe weekend, everyone. Droid Life.